So that is it. I don't even know. I can't even. That is it for him. You officially cannot see him anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, John Cena, the greatest of all time, and I will not have any if, buts, or maybe, has retired. He is the greatest of all time. So many people have their thoughts. So many people have their feelings on this. And this is my first ever time I'm going to be doing like a pay-per-view review, or whatever you want to call Saturday Night Main Event, whatever, I don't care. If you like this, tell me down in the comments below. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. I do a lot of these, and I always want to get people's thoughts on it in just general interactions, but I genuinely want to get your thoughts on it because I know so many people have thoughts on this, and I genuinely need to know, people, what are your general thoughts on this. I'm going to talk about it from both perspectives, the perspectives of people that are annoyed, because by God, there is so many people annoyed. I know a lot of wrestling friends. I have a lot of wrestling friends, bro, I can't even repeat some of the things they're calling Triple H. Some of the things, if you've been on Twitter, you know what they've been calling him. I legally can't call him that because my face is quite literally on the internet. And I'll talk about WWE as a whole and my feelings on WWE as a whole at the end of this video, but I just want to talk about John Cena. And let's first talk about the match itself. Maybe I might go through the whole card at the end. Who knows? Maybe, but at the very least, we're talking about... Why am I so hard at... Yeah, it's that way. Sorry, my brain... Anyway. I'm on like 2 hours sleep basically. The event finished about 3:30, but I didn't go to bed till like a couple hours. It kept me up, man. I was close to tears. I won't lie to you. John Cena means a lot, and I'll talk about what he means to me, and then anybody that's around my age, me being 21, what he means to us. But the match itself, so it starts off. Let me tell you my thoughts going into it. John Cena versus Gunther. I thought there was a chance that Gunther might make him tap, and I'm gonna be real. I actually wanted it to happen, and I still don't know if I'm happy with that it happened, but I tell you what was actually going through my head, part and part. Match happened, so Gunther comes out, I'm like, yeah, Walter entrance, fucking love that entrance, so good. John Cena comes out, and I'm thinking, bro, shut the fuck up. I literally said thinking to myself, shut the fuck up, what the hell is past Jordan talking about? Shut the fuck up, I want that man to win. Ain't no way. I want that man to win. Bro, fuck all of that. Bro, that man has to win. That man needs to win. I was thinking, no. We ain't even debating it. John Cena gotta win. Then, it's like, and then the match happens, and I'm just like, I actually think he's gonna do it. I thought they were gonna let Gunther lose because it's like, it's still Gunther. He still has amazing aura. He can still get it back. We still know how great he is. Thinking they're gonna let him have one big victory. He kept being in the clutch, and when he did the 1, 2, and then he did that instead. Not only because it works, because obviously free, but I also thought, he's doing it. No. And I've already rewatched that moment. I wish I could watch it with you, obviously, but they would copyright my ass so quickly. But obviously, you've obviously seen it. It's on YouTube. It's for free, so it's not like you can't see it a billion times for yourself. But I've watched it a couple of times already. It's not even been 12 hours. And it's going to go up there as one of my moments that I'm probably going to rewatch the most. What I compare it to already is like The Undertaker losing his streak. There's very few times you get a paying audience saying nothing. And not because they don't care. You know, if I went out on the stage, they would say nothing because they'd be like, who the fuck is this guy? They ain't going to say anything. They ain't going to react. But they're not saying anything, just pure shockness. They're not saying anything because they can't. They physically can't say anything. They're like, you look at the crowd, and they did really good. I'm really pissed off with WWE and their shots when they go straight to cameras and the crowd and all that. This time it was really good because it was actually people that genuinely liked John Cena, genuinely wanted John Cena to win. That you could just see it in their face. They're like, he lost. He tapped out. And so we want to talk about that because that is obviously the big thing. And Triple H is getting a load of the hate for it. And look, I will probably talk about Triple H at the end because the fact that he got booed, I'm not against. He's been booking some of the worst wrestling I've ever seen. So the fact that he's getting booed for this is so funny to me because it's actually the only thing he probably hasn't booked. But this is the thing that is getting him booed. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't really care because he's been booking some of the worst wrestling I've ever seen. So it's like, this inadvertently works out perfectly anyway. But let's be real. All our Cena big fanboys, which I am one of them. I am such a humongous Cena fanboy. We have to be honest. Cena wanted to lose. And not only to lose, he wanted to tap out. If Cena wanted to win, you really think Triple H could stop him? You really think Triple H was gonna stop him? You really think anybody else was gonna stop him? He could have won. You just know he didn't want to win. So we have to accept that Cena wanted to lose. And I also think he wanted to tap out. And that's also why I just thought there literally is nobody else other than Gunther that could have won. Because then I'm looking at it and thinking, bro, name me another wrestler that has a submission move in the main roster. Bro, submission wrestling is gone. And some may say, CM Punk, I forgot what the move's called for a second. I can't remember. But you know what I'm doing. Anaconda Vice. And, AJ Styles is Calf Crusher. Bro, when's the last time either of those two won with that move? When I talk about a submissions wrestler, I talk about Bret Hart, Daniel Bryan, even Sting. These ones, Ric Flair, maybe forgetting a couple of these ones where they win more matches than not with submission. Other ones that they even like a John Cena, he's not a submissions wrestler. John Cena's STF used to, like 10-15 years ago, he was actually using it just as much as the AA. I'll give you that. But no. So it has to be somebody that has a submission move and actually constantly wins with the submission move. Gunther literally is the only person on the main roster. The Miz doesn't use the figure four and win. How often does the Miz win with the figure four or something like that? You know what I mean? He wanted to lose and he wanted to tap out. Literally, Gunther's the only one that fixed that criteria. So yeah, when I look at all this, I think Gunther was the right opponent. That is undisputed. Whether he won or lost, I think it would have been perfect either way. And then it's just the whole, should he have won? Should he have lost? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I don't know. I go through like I'll literally, like, this is one of those ones where I'm literally just sitting on the fence. My ass hurts so much. I feel like I'm Bonnie Blue, the way I'm just jumping up and down on each side of the fence. Like, I feel like a cowboy, just where I'm just bouncing on it. I feel like Javon Evans, your boy is bouncy. Like, okay, let's look at it from the negative side of him tapping out. The negative is, sometimes in life, I just don't believe in this whole wrestler has to lose in their retirement. That I'm 100% sure. I don't believe the wrestler has to lose on their way out. That it's a stupid tradition. The best retirement tour I've ever seen in my life, without a shadow of a doubt, is Sting's. Sting's is the best retirement tour I've ever seen in my life. That shit was fucking perfect. Then him beating the Young Bucks in his final match. But that match is one of my favourite matches. He won. Sting always loses. He literally said, well, I don't know if he said, but either way, he won. Perfect. He actually, didn't he win the tag team championships, in fact, didn't he? Maybe. He might have even won the tag team championship, so he might have even retired as a champion. I think he might have even done that. That's even more insane. But it was perfect. You can't just win in your final match. I just don't believe this consensus that you have to lose your final match. That's just, for me, that's bullshit. So there's that. And there's also just giving people happiness, you know what I mean? Giving people what they want. I know that sounds stupid, like, you can't always give people what you want, or, like, everybody always wants a different thing. But in this case, I genuinely think if Cena won, I don't think there is a single outcry or single annoyance. Cena losing, there's still some people that are still fine with it, but there's a lot of people that aren't. Cena wins, there's not a single person that's going home unhappy. There's not a single person online that is unhappy. Everybody is fine with that. So sometimes it's just as simple as, like, just give everybody what they want. Literally, you can't make everybody happy, but in this case, you literally could have made everybody happy. There's no denying it. Everybody would have been happy. So there's that. The positive being is the storytelling from Cena that he showed in that was a thing of beauty. I'm sorry. A thing of literal beauty. Like, John Cena, the way, again, I can't unfortunately show it, but, like, if I can just maybe get up the image, the way he taps out is just beautiful. It's not a give up. It's not a Mr. I never give up finally gives up. It's almost like a, I can't really get, like I said, I can't really get the image up, unfortunately. But like if I just, yeah, we move to here. Yeah, move to here, sorry. If we just look at this, like it's not a sadness. It really is an acceptance. Like, his whole, I read a comment where somebody said his whole career flashed before him and he was just happy and content with everything. And it's like, I'm not tapping out because I quit. I'm tapping out because I accept that it's over. And that's different to quitting, I think. Accepting something's over is different to quitting. You know what I mean? One day you have to accept something, you know, one day you have to accept you're not as good as a footballer you were, you're not as fast as you were, you're not as smart as you were, you know, one day you have to accept you have found somebody that is just stronger than you, you know what I mean? Better than you, you know, and he's just accepted. This is the end. This is it. I don't know. I personally, I saw comfort in that in a weird way. The happiness he kind of had. I really loved, like I said, I fucking love this moment where he did that. That was beautiful. The match itself was pretty pass and parcel. You know, it's nothing I'm gonna rewatch the match itself. I'll probably rewatch the moment. It's kind of like the Undertaker Brock Lesnar match. Have I ever rewatched the full match? Hell no. But I always rewatch the last, you know, the third F5 and then the moment from the crowd and everything afterwards. Yeah, it's just, so yeah, I think I really am so indecisive. So please tell me down in the comments below. I don't think anybody is right or wrong. I think if you believe Cena shouldn't have lost, I don't think you should be looked at and being like, I think a lot of people are looking at it like, oh, you're such an idiot for thinking he shouldn't have lost. But I hear their emotion. You know, wrestling is an emotional thing. So them not wanting him to lose, their childhood hero to lose, to kill off what is left of their childhood, I can understand that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't think that is a stupid thing. So I genuinely think either way, whatever you say, I think you're valid in that point. Cena's, you know, the final bit where they gave him the both championships, fucking beautiful. Really like that dub from Cody and Punk. Bit of a shame he didn't cut a promo, but then I kind of understand it at the same time. Again, I saw somebody try to blame that on Triple H. It's like, let's be real, if he wanted to cut a promo, he could have cut a promo. But yeah, I just look at it as like, there's nothing more to say. There's nothing more to say. And I kind of hear it. There isn't. You know, that's what the whole retirement tour has been. He's told us he's going to retire. Told us it's it. There's nothing more to say. And yeah, because he's given us, what, 20 plus years? There is nothing more to say. He's said it for 20 years, what he's got to say. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm just replaying that match in my head. Gunther's biggest heel of all time now. Just let Gunther be Gunther. I fucking love Gunther. Like I said, if I had to pick an opponent, either way, whether John was going to win or lose, for me it was Gunther. I didn't really understand why people were trying to act like it shouldn't have been Gunther. He doesn't need it. Look, I love like something like Obafemi or something like that, but you can't make him beat John Cena already. He's on NXT still. Like, that's too much of a push. There is such thing as too much of a push. Like, that's too quick. That's too much momentum at too much time. You can't have something like The Miz, because I like The Miz, but really, that's the final match. Like, they don't even have that much history. I know they versed at WrestleMania, but don't let nostalgia fool you. That was one of the worst WrestleMania matches of all time. I hear when people say Randy Orton, but obviously we already got that. If we didn't already had the Randy Orton match a couple of months ago, then yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Even a Punk one or AJ Styles one, I wouldn't be opposed to those. But we did already get those, so you know what I mean. The retirement tour as a whole, I won't lie to you, I won't sugarcoat it. It was shit. I don't believe it's all on John Cena. I think John Cena made some couple of bad decisions, e.g., I don't know. Then again, I don't know. But I'm hearing reports that he wanted to lose against Brock. He wanted to get squashed. That's the problem with John. He's too much of a nice guy. But that's when I think Triple H has to then put his foot down and says, fuck off, bro. No, you know. The heel one was awful. That one's not on John Cena. That one's not. That's on The Rock. That's on Travis Scott for some reason being involved. That's on Triple H from just what are we doing? Him having a match against Logan Paul as one of his last opponents. It's a disgrace. I know we finally got the AJ Styles match, and I'm so glad we did. But still, I'm trying to think who else would it have been instead of Logan Paul. Who else didn't he wrestle? But I would have had another Randy Orton match. You know, anybody ahead of Logan Paul. Like, come on. The Brock one it's a disgrace to have him have a 2-minute match as one of his last matches. Yeah, him winning, the actual initial heel turn was beautiful. At Chamber, that will still go down as one of the most iconic moments of all time. Genuinely, even though it went shit afterwards, it's like the Austin heel turn. It did kind of go shit. WWE knew it went shit at the time, but it still is one of the most iconic moments to this day. You know what I mean? That's what I think the Cena one's going to be looked at. It's like, it went shit afterwards. We'll be able to tell our kids it went shit. It went downhill after this. But that very moment is one of the biggest moments ever in the history of wrestling for decades. Him winning the title at WrestleMania was beautiful. More beautiful for the fact that the crowd refused to boo him. Me at home, I refuse. You know, we got the obviously. Look, we got the fucking thing right there. Yeah, I refused to boo him. I wasn't gonna boo him. I know that for a fact. Yeah, him winning that the IC title was nice. It was quite a nice shock, surprise. So I'm glad they gave it to him. To be honest, I didn't think they were going to do the 17 and IC title. I thought it was going to be one or the other. So I like that they did that one. To be fair, nice short reign. We knew it was literally just winning the reign just so he can be officially Grand Slam champion. Nice. Again, not a single person has a problem with that. And now John Cena's left WWE. And what is WWE without John Cena? I don't want to be bleak, but a bit shit. To be honest, John Cena, for me at least, and I know again a couple of my mates, John Cena was since SummerSlam. John Cena's the only thing I've watched wrestling wise. I don't watch wrestling outside of John Cena stuff, and I love wrestling. I genuinely do. Wrestling's one of my favorite things in the world, but the wrestling this year has been some of the most diabolical shit. It's been awful. That the only thing I'm watching is Cena because it's Cena and it's his last year. But everything outside of that, I don't care to watch. I mean, the Obafemi Cody thing is just like stuff like that. It's just like this is why I can't get back into it. I don't watch the weekly shows because of stuff like this. It's like, imagine watching the promos, the build up, and all this shit, and then they get DQ'd in 9 minutes. It's like, what the hell are we doing here? It's like, this is what we're leaving. It's like, oh god, I don't know where WWE goes from here because they've lost the biggest star. Like, you've seen all these NFL accounts, basketball, baseball, football, all these humongous celebrities, all these wrestlers, everybody and their mums, all these big artists. Like, the nigga has the streets, the city, the village, the town, the country, the continent. He has the world. Like, generally, he has the world. As somebody said it, ain't no white boy ever had as much drip as him. Ain't no white boy ever been as cool as him. Goodbye to the coolest ever white nigga ever. Bro, when Vince dapped him up and said, "What up, my nigga?" Bro, if John Cena said it back, just know I'm never saying nigga ever again because I know I can't be saying the same word as John because I ain't cool enough. Like, we are saying goodbye to like one of the coolest niggas on the planet. And like, he has, like, everybody loves him from top to bottom. And I think that's the other thing I want to talk about. That's why for me he's the undisputed GOAT. It's because of how good of a person he is. I think that matters. I do. I think you think about your favourite wrestlers. You think about your favourite wrestler. You think about who you think is the greatest wrestler of all time if you don't think it's John. All of them, unfortunately, pretty much all of them have something problematic about them. All of them have a bit of a one or two dodgy things. Trust me, all of them, especially those old school ones. John Cena's worst thing I think he's ever done was he beat the Nexus in 2010. Brother in Christ, if that's the worst thing I've ever done while becoming one of the biggest wrestlers, one of the biggest actors, and we know how these people can be, unfortunately. if that's the worst thing I've ever done, bro, I'm already thinking about what am I doing in heaven? How am I gonna dap up Big J up there? That's what I'm already thinking. So yeah, I think for that reason and the Make-A-Wish stuff, I think that is relevant to why he used to go. I personally, I watched that Make-A-Wish video on the YouTube channel. If you haven't watched that, it genuinely got me close to tears. Emotions, like, that's why he used to go. It just is why he used to go. And anybody that is around my age, like I said, 21, he just has been there. For me, it's the first time a GOAT has retired. You know, I think about a GOAT of their respective field. I'm trying to think. You know, yeah, I think this is probably the first. You know, you got Lewis Hamilton, who's arguably the GOAT of F1. He's still going. Djokovic, who's arguably the GOAT of tennis. He's still going. Ronaldo, Messi, they're arguably the GOATs for their sports. They're still going. You know, I was obviously LeBron James, arguably the GOAT of his sport. He's still going. So this is one of the few times I've been alive to see a GOAT retire of their respective field. And in this case, especially, unless I am forgetting some other ones, if I have, it probably is just because I'm not maybe a big fan of that sport, so I don't really know it like that, or did really. But this is one that I am a big fan of, and this is a GOAT of his respective field retiring. So that in itself is huge. And like I said, everybody knows John Cena. Everybody that is our age knows John Cena. It's one of those, you know, there's some people in this world where if you said that person's name and then somebody says who, you would just look at them like, what do you mean? That's John Cena, isn't it? For anybody that is around our age, it's just like, what do you mean you don't know John Cena? I mean, I haven't met somebody that doesn't, but you know what I mean. You know, it's ironic, isn't it? Everybody can literally see him and everybody knows him. What is WWE now, man? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's on a bad trajectory. It's been on a bad trajectory, saved by one man, and that is that man giving everybody that feeling and hope and enjoyment, giving us that childhood feeling again. Because that's when you enjoyed wrestling the most, when you were a child. I've always loved John Cena. I know people turned them at one point. I never did. I've always been John Cena's biggest glazer. Always have, always will be. He's never give up. That's such a weight for me. That never give up shirt means genuinely so much to me. So I guess some people say, oh, isn't that why you should be sad that he gave up? But for me, I don't look at it like he gave up. It's not giving up, it's accepting. They're two different things. But anyway, the never give up thing just has so much momentum for me. Like, generally as a child, I unironically used to, you know, had some hardships, had some going through some pain, going through some tough times, and I unironically used the never give up to get me through stuff. So unironically, you know, I know for a fact that it works, the never give up stuff, because I knew it, because I'm one of the examples that I used it. So I can only imagine how many other children before and after me have used the never give up. Like, again, that means more than putting on 20 5-star, 7-star Tokyo Dome classics. That, for me, that means more than that could ever be. To truly inspire millions, tens of millions, bro, that, for me, that means more. I don't know, maybe because I make content myself, and, you know, that's what I aspire to do. You know, probably not, you know, I can say it for a fact. See, what I'm talking about accepting, it's not me giving up, but it's accepting. I'll never be as big as John Cena. I'm accepting that because it's a fact. But I'm hoping that in my own little way, I can hope and inspire and entertain people. And again, that is through the inspiration of John Cena. So, John Cena, honestly, has had such an impact on my life, and probably has an impact on your life if you're listening to a man talk about John Cena in his room right now. So, look, if you enjoyed this, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Let me know down in the comments below your favourite John Cena match or moment or whatever. And tell me, of course, what you thought of this. If you enjoyed this, do subscribe. And do let me know down in the comments below if you want to see more of this. I could do maybe this for more pay-per-views, or could just talk about other stuff wrestling, because like I said, I do like wrestling. I think it's in a bit shit state right now, but I do love it. At its initial core, its fundamental core, I love wrestling more than most things in this world. So I would more than happily do more wrestling related content if you guys show the love and support for that. But John Cena, the greatest. We know we say that word so easily, but honestly, the greatest of all time. Bro, I won't lie, I was unironically in my room, 3 a.m. in the morning, English time, tired as fuck, had to pop open like 2 of these energy drinks, right? And I ironically, when he did the last salute, I ironically did it with him. I was like, I was like, only John Cena could truly make me feel like a proper child again, and I guess that's the goat, man. That is the goat. I see you guys in a bit.